Hi guys, and welcome to this week's AlakazamMagicUK Live. I'm joined as always by the legendary Mr. Wayne Goodman. Mr. Goodman.
Hello.
We had some great comments about the music from Ian Raymond Walker and John Williams, so that will be changing next week.
I was going to say, that bit in there that speaks, it sounded a bit like Harry, and I was going to say, was that one of your mixes? Did you mix that?
No.
It sounded a bit like Harry in the middle. I was like, oh, that's I wonder if it was a Nardi mix.
No, it wasn't. But I do like a good drum beat, so I would have liked that personally. But I'm still young at heart. So how's everyone doing? How are you doing, Wayne? Did you have 2 dealer dems last week?
I did have 2 dealer dems last week, and I was going to show a trick later on, but I've just shuffled the deck and that's ruined that trick. So I'm going to try and reset it while I'm talking. Yes, I was in Poole on Tuesday last week.
Yeah.
I did the live from the hotel. I didn't understand. People who aren't from that area might not know this, but I've heard of Poole. I've been to Poole before, but I didn't realise it's actually connected to Bournemouth. It's actually connected. So I stayed in Bournemouth and I drove a mile from the hotel to the place. I was like, oh, it's right next door.
Yeah.
And then I was in Surrey on Thursday. So yes, very busy week.
Was that a lecture Thursday or was it 2 dealer dems?
2 dealer dems.
2 dealer dems. And you got a lecture next week?
Next Tuesday. I'm in Leeds on Tuesday next week. So if anybody's around the Leeds area, I will be there. I'm staying over for the night, got a hotel, and I will be, I will be there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So what's been happening in the magic world? Any magic goss?
I'm just trying to think actually if there's any gossip. Trying to think what's been happening. I don't know. I'm a bit out of touch with it this week, aren't I? But I've been busy on the chat. People have been messaging in. I'm going to say this very quickly. If you are watching, and you know, I know that we get new people on here all the time, and people who maybe haven't been shopping for a while on the shop, and maybe been, you know, other things and life or whatever. If you haven't activated your account, that you can still do this. If you go, we're still getting people messaging and saying, I've had an account for years, but now it doesn't seem to work. Go and check your account, log into your account. If you've done this recently, don't worry. But if you haven't done it for a couple of years, go and log into your account. If you can't access it, come on the chat, drop me a message, and I will activate it, or I'll send you the activation link. Because we're getting it comes in waves. It's been quiet for a while, and now we're getting them again. So activate your accounts and get those points and access all those goodies that you're missing out on.
Yeah, too right. So, just want to say hello to a few people. We got Alexander Ross, we got Robert Rathbone, Dave Christmas, Ian Raymond Walker, Roy Smith, John Williams, Walters here. Roy, without giving too much away, how are you getting on with beer money?
Oh. Has Roy got one, has he?
Roy has got a beer money, yes. So let us know.
That's all I'm doing.
He sent me a message the day he got it and said he was looking forward to taking it down the pub.
Nice.
With his mates. He had performed it a couple of times and he said the reactions were great. So I'll be interested now. He's had them for a week or so, how he's getting on. Darren Bain said, any update on Wayne's comedy card set 2?
Oh God, I thought it was going to be about Poison.
No, he's moved away from Poison.
I've got to film the instructions for it, which won't take me very long at all, and I'm going to try and get it done in the next week. So,
brilliant.
I've got shows. I've got a couple of shows on. I've got 4 or 5 shows over the weekend, and then I've got next week isn't as busy apart from the lecture. So I will try and get it filmed next week or this week if I can.
Roy Smith put, absolutely fantastic.
It's lovely, isn't it, Roy?
Such a great trick.
It's so good.
Such a great trick. It's just a bit of fun that you can perform. Like it would work well in a parlour situation, or if you're down the pub with your mates. It's just a great little thing. It's a lot of fun.
I want to pick up another set for myself, so I can have one in my close-up bag, one in my backpack that goes everywhere with me. So that I've always got it, so I can do it in the pub. And so it's such a great trick, so cool.
Yeah,
I will be performing it many times over the coming weekend.
Robert Rathbone said, Grandma's Miracle, superb, and going to be using it on Friday night. 100%. What a great trick. We've got more on the way, but I don't think they're going to be here till early July now. So if you want one, pre-order it, because we sell out within a couple of hours of getting them in. And we're not buying small amounts either. They're just selling out all the time. So guys, here's a question for you all. Barry Gibb, another one for Grandma's Miracle. Yeah, it's such a brilliant trick. Darren Bain, his copy of Spectrum arrived a few days ago. Just to let you know as well, Spectrum was available to our app users 24 hours before it went on the site. So, and this happens a lot. Harry does a weekly show which goes out on a Thursday afternoon, a live show. It beams directly to the Alakazam app, and usually there's a little bit of an exclusive. Not every week, but if we get anything where we've got small amounts of it, or we want to show it to the app people first, they get first pickings usually 24 hours before anyone else. So if you haven't downloaded the app, it's absolutely free. It's the best way to shop on your mobile phone, so go grab it. It's really, really good. Tomorrow as well marks the 3rd week or 4th week of Self-Working Wednesdays.
Yes, it's number 4 next week, tomorrow. So yeah, if you've got it. Now, we've had a couple of questions about this as well. The price you pay for the course is for the course. You don't pay that every single week. It's £25 for the whole thing, which means you're getting 12 tricks for 25 quid. So you pay it once, and then you get the tricks every week into your account. Now, if you sign up today for it, you will automatically get the first 4 in your account today, and then you'll get one tomorrow, and then every Wednesday until the course has run its course.
Yeah.
But yeah, you only pay once. You pay once for it, and then you get everything.
Yeah. And if you've missed out on the first few weeks, don't worry, they'll instantly be in your course.
The other question I get asked about that as well, and this is relevant to all the courses, is once you've paid for it, it's like the downloads, it's like the academies, they're in your account forever. So yeah, it won't be taken out. You're not going to lose it. You're not going to, if you don't watch it for a while, you're not going to lose it. Once you've paid for it, it's yours forever. So it'll be there.
Robert Rathbone, app downloaded. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, grab the app, because the other thing that we do as well is occasionally, usually once or twice a week, we'll send out a little push notification that will just tell you when we're going live with things like academies and stuff like that. But also, once again, when we get new items in, you will get a notification before the official email goes out. So if it is something that's in high demand and we got limited numbers, you will get to know about it first, being an app user. Roy Brownlow says, hi, Wayne Goodman.
I've just seen that. It popped up on my phone.
Yeah, he's not interested in saying hello to me. So
I've known Roy for many, many years. He's not.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. He's been a customer for years. He said the app never works on his Samsung A52.
Really?
It should work on all phones. Should work on all phones, because you can get it from Android. Darren Bain says, has Wayne read any good books lately? Asking for a friend.
No, but I was given an amazing book of poems, which I did have a brief scout through when I was given to when I was down in Bristol a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember the name of the author. It was Darren something. Darren. He's a nice guy. He's the bane of my life, though. He's yeah.
It will come to you.
It'll come to me. Darren gave me a copy of his new book of poems, which I haven't had 2 minutes to sit down and have a go through, but I did have a little scout through the hotel before I drove home, because I didn't stay at the hotel that night in Bristol. And yeah, very well put together, lovely little book. Yeah, and well worth checking out. So yeah,
cool.
I've got a trick, which is a book of poems.
Well, Darren's a very talented guy and author. Very talented author.
Yeah, but can you do this?
Oh, you're like a master manipulator.
I am like what's it called? Lance Burton. I'm Lance Burton if you ordered me on Wish.
So I've got a question for everyone.
Okay.
This doesn't have to be anything to do with Alakazam or anything else. But what trick have you seen maybe in the past month? It could be you've just seen the video. Absolutely anything that has intrigued you, so you might want to learn more about it. It's something that you just think, why is that even out? Or it could be something that you've got and you think it's great. So something relatively new, maybe in the last month or so, that you've seen that you think to yourself, I'd like to learn a bit more about that, or I think that's great, or alternatively, I can't see the point, or something that you've got and you think, this is excellent. Let us know in the chat.
I got one. I got trick that gone wow. Has got to be beer money, which we're not going to tease them too much about. But
right.
I get to do that. So beer money for that. Trick that I saw that I went, what's that all about? I was going through one of my notebooks and I found a trick that I came up with. And I thought, oh, let's have a little look. So I've been going through some of my old stuff. And I looked at it and I went, this is awful. And it made no sense. And it said bits like, oh, now do a false shuffle and then a real shuffle, then another false shuffle. And I'm like, well, what's the point of a false shuffle? And I don't know if I was drunk when I wrote this but it just, I looked at it and just went, well, this is just, and I tried to do it and it didn't go anywhere. The trick just kind of, there was no trick.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a setup to something, and then, yeah, and then also I fell asleep or something and just forgot about it.
It's very. But don't you ever find that when you're looking through your old notebooks, even if it is a trick like that, sometimes just that little spark with the knowledge you have now can change it? Because if you look at like Zoltar's opener and Imagine, they both started off as little ideas that I wrote down and I left and I didn't get any further. Like Zoltar's opener was an effect I came up with where just a deck went blue to red. The card they chose was either blue or it was red. And it was just put in the notebook. And then during lockdown, I sort of started messing about with it. I'd come up with a Zoltar presentation. I'd written a box out. And then during lockdown, I started to re-look at it and everything. And the same with Imagine. I had the idea of doing a sort of mental photography deck, but maybe with a sort of rainbow back. And it was only when I was speaking to Harry about it that we started to build Imagine, and that ended up being the effect it was. And usually it's just those little ideas. I mean, quite a few years ago, we had Mark Gray used to work here. We're going back many, many years. And Mark once come in and said, I've got an idea for a trick. And I said, what's the idea? And he said, oh, imagine this. You get a deck of cards, someone chooses a card, and on the back of that card is a number, and when you count down in the other deck to that number, the card is there. And I went, it's a sort of nice premise, but there's no trick there, because obviously the deck's set up. Yeah. And then we started thinking about it, and that's when I sort of started throwing in the ideas for Myth. And I said, well, if the first deck could be cut and everything else, so I come up with a method for that. And then I came up with a method of having the cards in the other deck shuffled and everything else. And that's how Myth was born. But the original idea, even though the premise was okay, there was no real effect there because every card could be at that number. But it's by writing down these little ideas that when you come back to them, sometimes, not all the time, I mean, the one you just named didn't sound great, but it is. How many times have you looked at your old notebooks and went, do you know what, with what I know now, that can completely change?
And changes in technology as well.
Yeah.
Things like, you know, when I first started working on Pub Crawl, just was not financially viable for me to do it. The printing for the beer mats was just too expensive, or to get them cheap, I had to order like I think it was like 20,000 of each, and it was just ridiculously the whole thing, and it just and nowadays with modern things, you know, it's easier to get things printed up. You know, there's more choice, more option, and you've got more control. So I think, yeah, there's a couple of things that have made life recently a lot more easier to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I love going through my notebooks. Some of them are great. Some of them I've brought to life. 21 Outdone was an idea I had 30 years ago on the ships.
Yeah.
You know, it was never, you know, with another guy, Damien, who died unfortunately, who was a maths whiz, and then we sat down and worked it all out, and then during lockdown I was able to sit down with it with a more knowledgeable head and go, okay, that, let's do that, and make it work, and now it works.
Yeah, no, it's great. I always love, and it's very important for anyone out there that's watching it. Whatever idea you have for a magic trick, write it down, make a note of it somewhere, whether it be in a notebook, notes on your phone. Just make an idea in it and come back to it. If you can't get any further with it or it's not quite right yet, come back to it in a couple of months and look at it with fresh eyes, you know. There's quite a few people are asking questions. So Roy Brownlow put mystery LED. Now, I presume that's the TCC thing, but he's just put question mark. So I don't know what the question is there. Doug said, but can Wayne do the fan in his left hand?
You watch me drop it now. I'm not only can I do it in my left hand.
Hey! Wow.
What?
Look at that. Right, so Let's have a
While you're
look at
doing
some
that,
of these.
I'll do a bag quickly.
Okay.
Back.
John Williams said The Vault by Leo Schmetzers and e-receipt from Craig Petty. So I presume they're things he would like to know more about. Tom Rolfe said Peter Boris Wilde shared his any card reversed at any number in his lecture. An amazing card trick every magician should check out. Tom, is that the one where he has 2 decks of cards? Is it like a coincidence thing? If it is, it's phenomenal. With 2 borrowed shuffled decks of cards. Let me know if that's the one. Damien said 2 excellent recent purchases from ALAKAZAM. The End Book Test by Angelo Carbone and Predictable by Chris Rawlings. Yeah, great tricks, Damien. Really good. Let's see what else is going.
Hey guys,
Dave Christmas said one of my favourites so far is Chrono Force Pro. So I presume that's the app, isn't it?
Yes. We've had a few people bought that. Yeah, it's got some good comments about it. Please also, if you buy anything from AlakazamMagicUK, go onto the product page and leave a review. Not only do you earn points on that, and you can earn, I think you can do 5 reviews a month and earn points. Not only can you earn points that you can then use as a reward, but also it tells other people who are looking at it, you know, it gives a good insight into, for other people to look at what's good and what's not, etc. Leave a review.
Yeah, 100%. Phil said he's been performing the Penn and Teller Flawless card trick. Was that the trick that Graham Jolly done? I think it's a Simon Aronson effect with the Jokers. I think it's Aronson. Let us know if it's that one, Philip. Darren Bain, yeah, I'm going to be speaking to Michael Murray this afternoon. I'll get some in.
What was that?
Michael Murray's screen, what was it? Screen, it's not screen test. There's so many screen things. Screen test is ours.
Showreel.
Showreel, there you go.
I have it in my bag.
Gert said he's just filmed an idea this afternoon. It's not ideal, but I want to remember the script and the routine. Yeah, it's really good. To film stuff is great. We've got the technology there. So anyway, before we go on, this coming Thursday, we have the legendary Bill Abbott at the Academy. Bill's going to be dialing in. We had a test with him the other day, and this course in particular has got me really excited because Bill's going to be speaking about mix and mingle and sort of close-up magic. So he's going to be, if you read the description on our website, Bill wrote that himself, and it's absolutely true. You know, as working pros, you usually end up at, a gig, and then you're sort of thinking, oh, you have that thing about, I don't want to crash these people. They're deep in conversation. Why do they want to see me? Everything else. So he's going to be teaching you his approaches to people, how he approaches the group, what he uses for icebreakers, and he's also going to be teaching you the routines he uses in that sort of scenario. So let's play the little trailer for that. It's only short, but let's hear what Bill has to say.
Hey guys, it's Bill Abbott here in sunny Florida. If you're like me, and I know I am, I want to know what the pros are really doing for lay people in the field at their gigs. And at my Alakazam Academy workshop on cocktail magic, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the exact material I do for all my paid performances. And if you're a novice or beginning to magic, you're going to learn a ton of new stuff that's easy to master. And if you're a pro, you're going to learn all my tips and tricks on making the magic that much more powerful every single time. So without further ado, I hope to see you at my Alakazam Academy Cocktail Magic Workshop.
So that is happening this Thursday. You can get your tickets on the website. It's 7 o'clock BST. Me and Harry are going to be right here hosting it. And I know Wayne's going to be on the chat as well. And this was one of the ones that you said, I'm not going to miss that.
Yeah.
But he's
a very knowledgeable guy. Really, he's a proper worker.
Yeah. And it's going to be great. And remember, if you haven't done an academy before, you can join us live on the evening. You can ask questions. But even if you can't make it live, the video is recorded and it will be in your accounts the next day for you to download and keep forever. It's one of the ones that I'm really excited about, because when you have people like Bill Abbott actually sharing his act, and I know we have many magicians coming in that show you great tricks that you can learn and give advice, but Bill's one is specifically designed for those sort of cocktail environments, and he's going to be giving you information that I feel are worth more than the tricks you're going to learn. And the tricks are going to be great anyway, but the information you're going to get about performing, how to get into the groups of people, I'm going to be watching it with interest.
Yeah,
100%, to see how much it differs from the way I do it, you do it, and everyone else. And even if it doesn't differ, are there any lines? Because for me, a good line is worth the price of a download like that. You know how important that is when you're performing. Just a good line, isn't it, to get you in. Oh, Roy Smith, thank you, Roy. Roy said, Peter, great to hear a sensible voice on last Wednesday's podcast with Craig Petty. I think Craig asked me if I wanted to be on it. He said, oh, could you join me on it? And I said, I don't think I'm the right person. I'm certainly not Lloyd Barnes.
That was a very last minute thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. So,
Well, I've reset this deck.
Good. We can watch that in a mo. Let me have a look.
I'm such a tool.
Oh, Tom said that wasn't the trick I was thinking of. I'll have to look that one up. I'm sure I know it or have seen it. But Tom, if you get a chance, try and track down the thing he does. I'm trying to think what it is now, how the routine plays out. But I think it was with 2 borrowed decks of cards, which are shuffled by 2 spectators. Someone picks a card, or you've done a prediction or something. Someone gives you a number, you deal down the cards at that number match from shuffled decks. And then when you open your prediction, you predicted the card. It was phenomenal. So smooth, Boris Wilde. I'm a big fan. So go on then, do you want to show us the trick? Or should I play a little video? Because next Monday we've got our live launch for June happening. So I've got a very short video. Should we watch that and then come back to you?
Play that and then come back to me and I'll be ready.
Okay, guys, check this out.
Over there, which is pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. The 7.
Guys, so that's the live launch. That's happening on Monday at 7 p.m. BST on both Facebook and YouTube. So join us then if you can, because it's an effect that I personally think every magician, whether you're a pro or you're a hobbyist, should own. It's really commercial. It's something that does make a perfect everyday type of effect. Yeah, I just think you're going to love it. It's direct, it's got built-in comedy, it's fun, it's different, it ticks all the boxes. Ian Raymond Walker says, well, that video explained everything. Monday will explain everything, Ian. Come join us. You know how the live launches work. It's all the excitement of joining us live and seeing that premiere of the trailer.
You'll love it, Ian. It's a really good. It's a really good trick. And
It is a good trick.
And it's good as well for if you're a full-time pro like me, or if you're just someone who wants to do it down the pub for their mates. It's going to fit. Anybody can do it anytime, any place. It's great.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that starts off with a bit of a sucker thing, then you have a great reveal, and then you have a killer piece of magic. So it sort of builds, you know, it really does build. So, Wayne, what you got for us?
Right, I'm going to give this a go. Here we go.
I'm going to bring you up full screen, mate.
Okay, I'm going to need your help though here as well.
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yep, that's perfect. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a clean. So we've got a pack of cards, and I'm going to take out. We're going to go about halfway down. We have some cards, so we're going to come back to these ones in a second. But I'm going to ask you to choose one of these cards. The way we're going to do it is I'm just going to go from one hand to that, and literally whenever you like, just say stop. Okay?
Yeah. Stop.
There?
Yep.
You happy with that one?
Yeah, I'm very happy.
We're going to leave it sticking out for a minute. Now, the idea of this is really simply, let me put these over here. This is your card here, and you stop me here. Now, I want to try something with these cards over here. I'm going to keep that card face down for a minute. Now, if this deck was still complete, we would have roughly two halves of the deck here. I'm going to deal down these cards until I get to this position in this deck. So by that, I mean I'm going to turn these two over, and that's the top card.
Yeah.
And then this is the second card, and this is the third card. And you see they don't match, they're mixed up. We're going to keep going. I'm going to do one for one until I run out of cards on this side. So here we go. Square them up a little bit. Okay, so if we were now dealing these together, which we would do normally, I'd get you to do an odd deal, but there's only me here. This is this card. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Because that would have been there, and then I would have turned those two over. Now, you could have chosen any of these cards. You could have chosen any of these cards. You could have had any of these cards.
Yeah.
And you could have had any of these cards. You said stop when you wanted to.
Yep.
But the card you stopped me on is the 4 of diamonds. So wouldn't it be amazing if the card that I stopped on in my other half was the 4 of hearts?
That's really good. Really good. I was half expecting it not to be the 4 of hearts, and you turning around and going, yeah, that was the effect from the book I told you about. I found.
I'll work that out one day.
That's great. So what is that? Is that a download, or is that something you're releasing?
This is something that we talked about that we're going to do as a download.
Right, cool.
So yeah, it will be a download next time I come down and we can film it.
Brilliant.
So because I showed you 3 tricks and you said, oh, they'd all make good downloads.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can get
Yeah.
Next week I might do the blank one. I can do the blank one next week if you like.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. I will say as well, this Sunday, I've got a busy one this week. So we got the Academy on Thursday. We've got live launch on Monday. Sunday, I'm here in the studio filming with the legendary Mike Rose. We are filming the ultimate version of the Grail. A lot of you will know the Grail hasn't been available for about a year or so. And we were going to rerun it. And then I spoke to Mike and we said, you know what? We're going to put all the ideas together and put them out there. So this new version of the Grail is great. You get the original Grail, you get my one single card version, you get my stage version explained in there, you get the extras for my impromptu version, as well as Mike's. This is so clever. If you've ever performed a Grail before, combining my Grail method with Mike's Grail shuffle, I think he calls it, or the Grail placement or something. you can go from a shuffled deck into Grail setup.
From listening to Mike talk about it, I think just that alone is going to be worth the price again.
Yeah, yeah. But it's phenomenal. The Grail, in my opinion, is the best card at any number effect that's ever been released. I honestly believe that. It's something that I've been doing for years. Andy performs my stage version of the Grail, my stage presentation, as his closer for his stand-up mentalism act, and he performs it at every gig. So that's going to be fully explained. You're going to have a video on there of Andy doing it on stage, and we're going to teach you everything. And you get you get all the gimmicks for my 2-deck version, which was featured on Series 1 of Penn and Teller Flawless, performed by Damien O'Brien with Jonathan Ross and a member of the audience. So you get my full explanation and the gimmicks to perform my 2-deck version as well, with all my little subtleties.
It's going to be a big project, isn't it?
It really is a great project. It's how I always wanted it to be, because as anyone that purchased the Grail knew, it come in a little, thin package with a couple of cards in there. This version, you get everything.
I've got the original package here somewhere.
I've got the. Do you know what? I want to go and grab this. Should I bring you up full screen? I'm going to go and grab it quickly.
Yeah, okay, go on then.
Right.
I've got another one here. I've got another trick. I'll do this.
Okay, remember I'm not here though, so I can't interact.
That's all right. This is something I've been doing in my lectures recently. Something I've never really shown or done anything like that. But I hope you like it. This is another one that I want to do as a download. So you might have seen recently I released a 4-ace assembly called Goodman's Aces, and this is something I used to do. I used to do this on the ships really. When I would be talking to people and they would say, "Oh, what's sleight of hand? What is sleight of hand?" And I would say, "Okay, I'm going to show you what sleight of hand is." So I'm going to place here the 2 black aces on the outside of the deck, and then somewhere around the middle. Let's go down to the middle. Do you know what? I'm going to move that one. I like to put them in between the opposite colour. So you might have seen there that I put the black aces next to the red cards, and now the red aces are in the middle, and they are next to black cards. Now, the idea of this is really, really simple. I'm going to try and do some sleight of hand here. I want to show you what's going to happen. If I take the cards like this, and I give a little riffle, now the red aces are on the outside, and the black aces are in the middle. There we go. Now, I'm going to try and do this again. I'm going to stand up, actually, for this. Let me just move my chair out of the way. Okay, so we're going to do this again. So we've got the black aces in the middle, and the red aces on the outside. But if I take them here, and I give them a little riffle, now the black aces are on the outside, and the red aces are here in the middle. Now we're going to do it one more time. This time I'm going to try and do it a little bit differently. Okay, so this time I'm going to I'm going to cut the aces out by accident. Put them back into the middle. So we've got the red aces on the inside, black aces on the outside. I'm going to try and do it one more time, but this time I'm going to try and do it as quick as I can. So all I'm going to
I'm back.
I do apologise for this. So I'm messing up the trick. But I'm going to come here, and now the red ace is on the outside. Now we're going to try this one last time, but this time it's going to happen like this. I'm going to take the cards, I'm going to cut them, and now the aces aren't on the top, they're not on the bottom, and also they are not in the middle, as the 4 aces completely vanish from the deck. The easiest way to get them back is Peter, just say stop.
Stop.
And we'll deal out. And there we go, 4 aces back. I kind of messed up a couple of bits there, but I'm not used to doing it to the camera. But there we go, just to fill a couple of seconds. I hope you liked it. There we go.
Brilliant.
Oh, blimey. Stress there, I'm feeling it. Oh, what's that? Oh, look at that. Yeah. Right, while you're showing that, I'm going to see if I can quickly see if I can find the original packaging that I've got here. And we can do a comparison.
This is the Grail. I don't want to show you the code or anything, but that's the Grail. So you get this beautiful gold envelope that contains all your little gizmos and bits, and you get your 2 decks in there. So this will be, I believe we're launching this at Magic Live. But yeah, that's not the original.
Is it not the original?
No.
Oh no, I've got the original as well. No,
The original
came
was a book. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
pamphlet. That's the second version. But this will be at Magic Live. I believe we're going to be launching it here at the end of, maybe the end of August or September. You'll be able to get this. You'll most probably be able to buy it before if you come to the shop, but actually live launch will be the end of August or September. I'm actually going to try and film the trailer for this while I'm in Vegas at the stand.
Nice.
So I'm going to see if I can film the trailer for it there. So very excited about that. But if you're going to Magic Live, make sure you come over and see the Grail, because if you haven't seen it before, it's going to blow you away. So I've got a couple of trailers to play. Don't know which is which, but we'll give it a go.
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. None of us care. Let's just play it. Here we go. Let's take a look at, fingers crossed, this.
I love playing poker and collecting the cards from my most important games. My lucky card is the 10 of spades. With these cards, I won a lot of money. I will share to you how to do it.
Hey Kelly, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very, very good. I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Oh, okay.
I play poker for money. And I cheat.
What?
Do you wanna see how?
Of course, yes.
Look, here I have a bunch of 10 of spades. You can see 10 of spades, 10 of spades, 10 of spades. I only have to go like this. And now one turns face down, look. I can repeat it. I go like this. And now two are face up. And two are face down. Very, very slow, face to face. I will have to go like this. And now all of them are face down. I don't know why.
Why?
Because it's easier for me to change them into a royal flush. Jack, queen, king, and of course,
I
ace.
can't believe it.
Nice, right?
That's awesome.
Please, keep this in.
Very nice.
Yeah, really good. So I'm really excited for what's coming the second part of this year from Alakazam. I mean, we've got some really strong releases. We've got a brand new coin set coming out by Craig Petty, which I believe is coming out in November or December. And it's phenomenal. I was editing it, or started editing it. It was a big, big project. I think there's like 35 routines that come with it. You were there at the filming?
I was there for part of the filming.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was bonkers about the filming, and it really was bonkers, was Craig's doing all this different stuff with this set, and then all of a sudden we're stopping having some food, and then he goes on and does a 3-hour coin academy.
Yeah.
So like, how can you get your head around? You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
We've got some great stuff coming out later on this year as well. Not only the Grail and that, but we've got a brilliant one with Chris Wardle.
Yeah, that's going to be around sort of Halloween-y time. Lovely effect. We've
Really
got
lovely, beautiful props.
for all you workers out there, we've got a beautiful version of Anniversary Waltz by Nicholas Mavresis called Lover's Waltz. That will be out very shortly. We've obviously got Beer Money coming out. We've got Petty Cash by Craig Petty. We've got Wild Cubes. We've got so many effects coming out. The Mirage Deck project.
On top of all that, we've also got academies, new courses coming onto it will be being released. It's going to be a very busy second part of the year. It's going to be a massive, second half of the year, running us up into the new year in Blackpool.
Yeah. And also, we want to mention as well, how many of you, just give us a yes or no, do you read the blogs that we put up on the website?
Yeah.
Don't worry if it's a no, just let us know. It'll be interesting to see how many of you actually read them. Because there's a new one going up tomorrow. Then there's another one going up next week.
Yeah.
We try and do them every week or two. So you've got something to read. But let us know if you've read any of the blogs that go up on our site.
They're not massively long either. They're good. If you're on a train and you want to read something for 10 minutes, they're not massively long. They're not overly complicated. They're just concise and to the point and really good and just a nice little read. And we talk about a lot of different things as well. So I've touched on things that are in my books like confidence and performing and rehearsal. I know you've talked about tricks, etc. There's one on there about meeting the team, all the people that you might not know behind the scenes. They're all very different and they're just a nice little read. But it would be good to see who's reading them if you are. And if you're not, then they're on the website. You just go to the blog page and have a read.
Yeah,
and they're free.
That's it. Roy says yes. Walter says yes. Tom said he hasn't looked at them, but he will check them out. John Hayes says, question, is there a multicolour changing thumb tip on the market? I presume you mean a light up one. There used to be, Rocco used to do a colour changing one.
Yeah. Pro lights, which I think are the best light up thumb tips. I've got some pro lights. They don't change colour.
They're really bright, aren't they, the pro lights? They're great.
If I put them on here, they're blind you all. They are. I'm not going to lie, I've got 2 red ones and 2 white ones. I sometimes, this is going to sound really bad now, they turn off my street lights at night. My street lights off. So if I'm walking up the hill from my car at the bottom of the hill, if I've got to park down the hill and I'm walking up, I will use one of the pro lights and light it up, and it lights up the whole street. That's how bright they are. They are mind-numbingly bright. But yeah, I use that as a torch sometimes.
I'm going to. A couple of people have said they've never noticed them on our site, so I am going to have a look to see whether we can bring this in. Hang on one second.
I think if you go to the search bar and type in blog, it will bring them up. I'm going to check that. Blog.
Let's do this. If we go here and here, so this is our front page of the website, and all you need to do is scroll yourself down all the way to the bottom, and there they are. So you've got all our little blogs here. And so you can check them out. So they're just on the front page of our website. Just scroll down to the bottom and they're right there. And that is where our blogs are. So take a little look.
So has there been anything you've seen recently, Peter, that you've gone, that's amazing?
Do you know what? There's a routine that I've just seen, actually, which I just showed you, which I'm really intrigued by. Pardon?
The one we looked at before the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks very interesting.
Yeah, so we're going to be getting some of those in. There are a few. The nice thing being in sort of my position is I see a lot of stuff before it actually hits the market from various dealers. So there's a few things that I know other people are bringing out that I'm really excited about and looking forward to getting in. We're big fans of obviously TCC, and I backed them on Kickstarter for their coin tunnel. So I received that earlier this year, but we're getting those in the next couple of weeks. That's a beautiful piece. I've always been a lover of coin squeeze and that sort of effect. But yeah, I'm sort of focusing a lot on editing all our new stuff. So I'm just getting really excited to get some of this stuff out. You know, the Grail has been something, well, you know, I say we've been working on it for almost a year. We've actually been working on it for 10 years, 15 years since it come out. That's when the ideas have all started to get input and everything else. But we've actually been working on this release, but I would say we started talking about it nearly a year ago.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah. So it will be nice to finally get it out, and the aim is to have that as one of our launch products at Magic Live. There'll be a couple of other new bits at Magic Live that you won't be able to get on the website as well. Hopefully we're going to have Apparition and Mirage at Magic Live. Whenever we get them in, we got Apparition and Mirage in last week, both sold out again. I think we might have 2 Apparition left. Yeah. So let me have a little look here. Oh, Adam Evans said... Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, don't forget, if you've got anything you want to know about or anything, you can always drop us an email to sales@alakazam.co.uk and we'll have a look at it for you. If there's something you'd like us to talk about on a blog post or on a video, then, you know, send that over to us and we can definitely have a look at it for you.
Okie dokes. A few people were mentioning LED by TCC. I saw that. I think we might try and get some of those in. It's a really interesting piece. Have you seen it?
No.
So you've got you've got a little wooden stand and a piece of Perspex with 2 holes in it, like a flat piece of Perspex. So you take the Perspex, you put it in the stand, and you've got like a little LED light and a little switch, but they're not connected. Right. So you put the LED light through one of the holes, put the switch in the other hole. There's obviously no connection, but when you turn the switch on, the LED lights up.
Nice.
It's a lovely piece, and they demonstrate how to use it in Magic as well. You know, so you could have it in your office as just a piece of weird, a piece of strange, and it would look quite nice. But they talk about how to use it during magic effects, like a sort of spirit bulb. When a card goes down, the bulb lights up and stuff like that. So yeah, looking forward to looking into that. Adam Evans says, can you take the new Grail to the Magic Circle convention in July? I don't think so, because I believe it's launched at Magic Live. If we've got some, I might bring a few, but we'll have to see. I'm not sure what's happening there. Alexander Ross said, can you tell him the Facebook address for Zoltar's opener? Is there a Zoltar
I think there is. Let me have a quick look.
Fingers crossed.
Adam Oakley says, hi Wayne, hi Peter, hi Adam.
I'm going to see Adam next Tuesday.
Oh, brilliant.
AlakazamMagicUK.
While you're looking at that, I'm going to play this once more. Hang on a moment.
Hey guys, it's Bill Abbott here in sunny Florida. If you're like me, and I know I am, I want to know what the pros are really doing for lay people in the field at their gigs. And at my Alakazam Academy workshop on cocktail magic, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the exact material I do for all my paid performances. And if you're a novice or beginning to magic, you're going to learn a ton of new stuff that's easy to master. And if you're a pro, you're going to learn all my tips and tricks on making the magic that much more powerful every single time. So without further ado, I hope to see you at my AlakazamMagicUK Academy Cocktail Magic Workshop.
So yeah, that's happening this Thursday.
Okay, so it is Alakazam Magic Zoltar.
Cool.
Spell that way, haven't I? Yeah, Zoltar. And you'll see it there. And if you join, then one of the admins put the code in for the password into the membership question, and one of the admins will admit you.
Okay. Phil, if you're watching, Phil, are you a member of that Facebook group? Because what I might do, I'm going to film your handling for Zoltar, which I tried out in the shop today. The only thing I'm not too sure about is your moment of peaking. So I'm going to film it to what I think it is, and then if I'm wrong, I'll share the video with you. If I'm wrong, let me know and explain when your moment is, and then we can get that filmed, and I can share that with all owners of Zoltar's opener. Paul Edger said, when is Beer Money coming out? Not too sure at the moment. It won't be too long, but it will be coming out over the next few weeks, maybe 4 weeks or so. So that's all good. Let's see, anything else? A question for you, Wayne.
Yes, sir.
What's the best portable magic stand for all types of situations? Have you got one?
Give you like a
Little table, I suppose.
little table.
I would say most probably, if you're looking for something cheap, the Gorilla tables, the laptop tables.
The laptop stand, just to get a close-up mount on top.
Yeah.
The Gorilla stands are amazing, and they're not expensive, and yeah, and you can even buy what's it called? You can even get a cheap close-up mat and just stick it on top of it, where the laptop would go, and that will work perfectly for you.
Yeah, and if you wanted to, you could get a little cloth over it, like just get a tablecloth to make it look more magic-y if that's what you want. But yeah, they're great. I'm sure I've got 2 or 3 of them in here, and I've got a few at home that I use. They're like £25 or £30, and they're good quality, sturdy.
They're really good quality. I mean, they last forever. I've got a couple of Gorilla stands. If you're talking about for stage, and you want, I mean, I would say look at like a suitcase, a briefcase box with a stand on it. Are good for putting your stuff into and working on top of. I don't really use them, to be fair. I've got a close-up mat that I use for my wedding fairs, but that's about it, really. But yeah, the Gorilla stands are great.
And the thing is,
really
they're so cheap that you could have 2. You could have one for performing, one with your dump box in it, so when you finish with a trick, boom, goes in there.
And one with a suitcase, a briefcase on top, open for your stuff to go into. Yeah, and they all look uniform. Then they all look the same. It doesn't look weird. You've got different stands. Yeah, that's what I would go with.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a great close-up mat, then have a look at the TCC. Alakazam have them, the TCC close-up mats. They're like this is one here. This is my one that I've got on here. I've got about 8 of them. So I've got this one. I've got all 4 of the different colours in that size, and then I've got 2 the smaller ones that go into my my backpack, so they go everywhere with me. And they're like 20 quid. They're nothing. You know what I mean?
And the quality of the TCCs are great.
It's the back of it is solid, and it's just covered, and then the front, the top bit is just beautiful, and it just takes the cards. I never used a close-up mat until I started going to the cafe and stuff, and I wanted to, I got a little bit of space and stuff. These are perfect. I think this one's like 18 quid, and this one's just 21 or 22 quid. Not much at all. And yeah.
And you know what? They are for coin magic as well. We've got a very expensive close-up mat in the shop. Like, I'm talking £200-300 expensive. And for coin magic, for using things like the Mirage coin set, it is awful. Absolutely awful. So when I'm doing the Mirage, I grab a TCC.
Yeah.
Because it everything just works beautifully on that. It really does.
I mean, and they look great as well. I mean, you can't really see that because it's black, but
Yeah.
it's great. The red ones. I mean, this saw me through 150 shows during lockdown, on Facebook, plus all my other shows and lectures I did on Facebook. All on this mat. It's been battered. It's been, stuff thrown on top of it, and it still looks pristine. You can't get better. I love the TCC mats.
Adam said, where are they from? If you're talking about the TCC mats, Adam, you can get them from us. We've got them on the website. I will say as well, after seeing you with the small TCC, I bought one to go in my bag, but I didn't open it. And then we got the organisers, the TCC organisers coming. So I took my mat back and bought a TCC organiser. And now if I'm going away on holiday or anything else, the TCC organiser is going to go in my case. And that's going to have all the stuff in it for me if I want to perform when I'm on holiday, or alternatively, if I'm practicing stuff. It's all there in that little sort of organiser, and it's done.
So this is my rucksack that goes everywhere with me. I've always got it on me. It's got my laptop in there, my other laptop, and it has the small one.
Yeah, and it's great.
And the thing is,
if you are, I found myself wanting to rehearse more in the last, I mean, you would have seen it, Wayne, in the last couple of years since lockdown.
Yep.
I'm always practicing with something when we're talking.
Well, you bought that table to go in you bought that table, didn't you, to go in your dining room, in your living room?
Yeah. I used to have a gorilla stand in my living room when I was practicing stuff during lockdown. And then I bought myself one of the TCC ones because they're not cheap. And I will say mine broke very quickly. So I got our handyman that comes around, I got him to fix it and glue it and everything else. But it looks like a really nice piece of furniture. So that's now in the front room, and it doesn't sort of look out of place, but it's there because all my editing I do in the front room. We've got a cabinet with the iMac built into it and everything else, so I can edit there. But it means when I'm rendering something, I can just walk over and just practice, and I do that quite a bit now, and it's great, and it's given me more enthusiasm for learning magic that I want to learn, rather than only learning the tricks that we're selling, which was what was happening for the past few years. A few people saying, sorry mate,
you got your mojo back.
Yeah, I have. I really have. For me, that's the thing. I've got the love for me rather than just the love for the company, So I'm actually now learning stuff that I want to learn as well, which is great. So yeah, I have got my mojo back, and I think you done a lot towards that. I think our chats and everything else, because we were always showing each other stuff, weren't we? That was the great thing. Scott Payton said he's also looking forward to Poison 2. I will get onto that. I'll get onto editing that.
I think we filmed like 20 odd tricks for it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Again, a big project. Yeah, that's Darren Bain messaging Scott saying, you mentioned Poison 2.
Yeah. Phil, I think I know what you're saying. I think that's the way I'm doing it. So I'm doing this, and then I'm sort of going, this will be your card, and then I push it forward. And as I point down here, that's when I'm doing what I need to do. I presume that's what it is. Adam says, Look Sharp is fantastic. Will definitely be part of his EDC. Look Sharp is brilliant. It's great effect. So guys, we're running to the end of this week's Magic Live, or Alakazam Live, not Magic Live, Alakazam Live. Next week, I've got an important question for you all as well. because I want to know whether you sort of are still enjoying the Alakazam lives. We got no intention of taking them off the air. We really enjoy doing them. But do you want more product reviews, or do you like the fact that we just sit on here and chat? Are there enough review shows out there? I know I've got the deep dive, and there's like loads, obviously Craig Petty with his review shows. So do you want to see more time taken up on reviews on here, or do you prefer it being just a bit of a friendly chat like we're doing now, where you can ask questions and we can just chat about stuff? In fact, put your answers down now while we just play this. Let me just play this. You put your answers down here in the chat. Wayne, be back in a sec.
Okay.
Over there, which is pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. The 7.
Right, so that's the live launch. That's happening this Monday, this coming Monday, or next Monday, at 7 p.m. BST. We'll be live on Facebook and YouTube, so make sure you join us for that. Question just come in from Roger Grant. Roger, if you place, we have most items in our US warehouse. When you're going through checkout, you'll see an option. If you're within the US, you can choose $5 shipping in the US. Doesn't matter how much you order, we got a flat rate of shipping. You will get free shipping over $87. But you can choose, if it's less than that, you can choose $5 flat rate, and we'll ship anywhere within the US for $5. If it's an item that we've only got over here, we will ship it from over here, or we will ship it to our US warehouse and they'll ship it out. But we are sending packages to our US warehouse on a weekly basis with all the new items. So tomorrow, when we're packing up Monday's launch, they will be shipped out to the US tomorrow. So they should have them for time of launch. If not, it may be a day or so later. But if you order from our site, we aim to ship it from the US for you. Is the Wednesday effect started yet? Yeah, Scott, we're about 3 weeks in to self-working Wednesdays. Tomorrow will be the 4th week.
Fourth one tomorrow.
So,
of the way through.
Yeah, so if you buy them now, you will get last week or the last 3 weeks instantly in your account. Walter says, great shipping. Thank you so much, Walter. Walter's a great customer of ours and a good friend. So thank you so much, Walter, for all your support. But if you've got any questions about anything, use the live chat. You can email us, you can give us a call, but Wayne mans the live chat. If he's not there, maybe me or Harry are on there. And we'll answer your questions. If we don't answer them instantly, we will email you with an answer.
If you leave a message on there, that message doesn't get deleted; it stays there. So, if, for instance, I'm at a gig and I'm not manning it, when I get home, it's all there for me, and I try and go through them as quickly as I can. So, if you don't get a response straight away, don't panic; you will get a response. But it's just as and when. But yeah, just leave a message and it will come up. It won't be ignored.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, so that brings us to the end of this week's live, and the general consensus is people like it as we're doing it now. Maybe throw in a review or two. So what I might try and do actually is film a little 5-minute review of a product, something I think's hot this week, maybe with a performance as well. Edit it down and we can drop that in during the lives. So
that'd be good.
That way we know we're not going to ramble on for 20 minutes on a single product. We'll get it down to like a 5-6 minute video or something. So okay, I'll look into doing that. If you haven't joined us for the deep dive, check out our YouTube channel. where I do a review every Sunday of a new product and speak to the creator behind the product. That's something that really excites me. If you're watching us on Facebook and you haven't liked and subscribed to our Facebook channel, do that now, get that number up. And also our YouTube channel, like and subscribe to that, hit the notification bell. And very importantly, download the app. Download the Alakazam app. It's available on iTunes. Is it still called iTunes? It's not. It's the App Store.
Yeah, on the App Store and on Google Play or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Google Play. That's the one.
Whatever phone you're using, wherever you get your apps from, it will be there.
Yeah.
So just go and have a search, and download it. And like Pete says, if you don't have it, you may miss out on special offers, exclusive deals, early bird specials, all kinds of things. You're going to miss out on those if you're not on the app. So you won't even know about them. If you've got the app though, and the notification turned on, you will get told when stuff is happening. And like, what was the trick that we released a day early on there, 24 hours early?
Spectrum. We've done a couple actually. We've done a couple where they were released on there. The other thing is as well, there are occasionally app-only discounts. So only people with an app get to hear about them. We did one a few weeks ago where we sent out to all app owners, sent them a push notification with a special code on it. And if they bought using the app, using that code, they got 10% off. So there are things that happen exclusively for the app. And it is such an easy way of shopping as well, the app.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. Right, so guys, thank you very much for joining us. Wayne, thank you as always, my friend, for joining us on the Alakazam Live.
And I will, I'll speak to you before, but I will, if anybody has any issues on Thursday, just come onto the chat and I will be monitoring both the Facebook, the Academy chat, and I'll also be monitoring the website chat, the live chat.
Brilliant. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for joining us. Remember, this Thursday we got the fantastic Bill Abbott joining us right here at the Academy. He's going to be dialing in from Florida. So if you haven't done so already, go grab your tickets. It's a night that I'm really, really excited about. So I'm going to leave you with Bill Abbott again, and we will see you all on Thursday.
See you then.
Hey guys, it's Bill Abbott here in sunny Florida. If you're like me, and I know I am, I want to know what the pros are really doing for lay people in the field at their gigs. And at my Alakazam Academy workshop on cocktail magic, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the exact material I do for all my paid performances. And if you're a novice or beginning to magic, you're going to learn a ton of new stuff that's easy to master. And if you're a pro, you're going to learn all my tips and tricks on making the magic that much more powerful every single time. So without further ado, I hope to see you at my Alakazam Academy Cocktail Magic Workshop.